Hi everybody, welcome to Glow with Grace. So I wanted to do a 2-year video update today for my daughter Leah. So she just turned 2, well, almost a month ago now actually. I thought I'd better get this done before she's 2 years and a month. She turned 2 on February the 24th. And she had a lovely birthday. She got a bunch of presents, and I got her a wooden rocking horse made by a guy here locally. Maybe I can put in a picture of that here. And we went to the zoo in the afternoon, and she just had a really fun day. And we actually moved house, the girls and I, 2 days after her birthday. So she was 2 years and 2 days, and we moved house. So, you know, there was kind of a lot going on for us at that point. Our new place is great. We're absolutely loving it here. The girls have a swimming pool. We have our dogs here with us now, who the last place we were at, we couldn't have the dogs with us. And it's just great for transport, and yeah, we're really loving it. Obviously, of course, moving is always a process, right? You know, there's a lot to deal with, but now we're like, yeah, it's been almost a month since we moved, and we're like all settled in, and it's feeling really great. Leah has started to talk a lot recently, and it is just so sweet. I hope maybe I have a little clip somewhere I can show you, or I'll try and get one or something of her saying something. My iPhone actually died, Mercury retrograde. So, we'll see if I have any clips. But anyway, yeah, she's just been talking up a storm, and it's just so sweet, her little voice. She actually, on her birthday, started saying, no. That was like a new word for being 2. Which actually was my first word ever, no. It took her 2 years to say it. And she'll just say almost anything. Like, you can ask her, can you say, da, 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 and she just repeats it back now, like her version of it. Araya always asks her to say Halloween. She's like, Halloween. So sweet. And yeah, just talking a lot for herself, you know, like all these new things that she comes out with all the time and puts them together, and it's so cool. I love it. So that's been really fun, something new. I've heard that a lot actually from people that with the second child and onwards, they're often much slower with getting their words out, and that it often happens when they're like 2 years and a few months. So, you know, she just turned 2 years and it's all coming out. One of the things I love the most that she's saying at the moment is a few weeks ago she suddenly decided to start calling me Mumby. I just think it's so sweet, and it's just so her, you know, it's just like so uniquely her. Mumby. And then she turns it into Mumbish as well. I love it. Mumby. She's also started to pretend a lot that she's a cat, which is interesting because Araya absolutely loves cats too. It's like her favorite animal. And now we have another one who is always pretending she's a little cat crawling around on the ground. Meow, meow. So that's interesting, something new that she's been coming out with. She still loves to help with everything. She's so helpful. She's amazing. She just loves to clean. She loves to sweep with her little baby broom. She loves to do the washing up. She loves to help me make juice. Like, when we get up in the morning, she and I, we wake up first. Or she wakes up and then she wakes me up. And we just blast through stuff, you know. We get up, we feed the dogs, we make juice, we take the juicer apart, we do the washing up. She's just on it, just ding, 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 ding. She just wants to do everything, you know. And I find it really interesting. She has this kind of mothering kind of energy to her that I just find so interesting in such a small child. You know, like all the like helping and cleaning stuff, like she always wants to help with everything. And like Araya will, you know, she'll just like bring things to Araya all the time because she thinks that she wants them. And for example, the other day we were in the pool, and she suddenly decided she was going to start cleaning Araya and I, and she's like doing all this stuff to, like, you know, she thinks that she's cleaning us. And today we were down there, she was like drying off all of the pool toys and stuff. Like, you know, no one asks her to do any of this kind of stuff. It's just who she is somehow, you know, taking care of things. And it's so interesting. You know, every child, every person's so different, right? We all have a unique blueprint. Leah is still nursing at 2 years. Not that much. I'm gonna guess maybe it's down to like 50% of her calorie intake or so, or less maybe. I'm not sure really at this point, but you know, she'll nurse a few times during the day, and then same thing at night. She does not sleep anymore in the day. I think I mentioned that before. She stopped when she was like 15 months old, sleeping in the day. Or, you know, like there onwards, she would randomly sometimes sleep in the day, but nothing consistent. So she sleeps at night, and she sleeps 12 hours. So it's usually something like 6 to 6 or 7 to 7, something like that. But she'll wake up a few times in that space. So I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 times or something. She wakes up during the night and nurses, back to sleep. And yeah, she's been sleeping great. You know, I feel like she's always just been so cooperative and so easy around like sleep stuff. She'll always tell me, like, when she's just ready to go to bed. Like last night we were running a little bath for the girls and I before we went to bed, and we were like still in the process of running the bath, and she was just like, just done. She was like, that's the noise she makes when she wants to go to sleep. And it was like, she just knew, like, she didn't want to wait around a few more minutes for the bath to be ready and then get in there and get dried and stuff. She was just done. And I was like, okay, let's go then. You know, she's just really clear about that. Like, when she wants to sleep, she goes to sleep. So it's super helpful. I've mentioned this before, I'm sure, but she just has such a sweet, happy little personality. She's just so sweet. Just so lovely to be around. She's almost always happy. She does have a lot of funny, like, rules though, about things that she doesn't like, that we actually, Araya and I started to write them down. We wrote down the decree of Leah, because she has all these little things that she doesn't like people doing. Like, we're not allowed to whisper. If anybody whispers around her, she's like, ah! She gives out this like cry of distress at the things she doesn't like. I'm not allowed to lay down, unless at night, obviously, when we're going to sleep. But during the day, if I lay down, just, ah! She doesn't like that at all. She tries to get me to sit up. I'm also not allowed to sing, usually, although we have recently started up a women's song circle again around here, and she seems tolerant of that. If she comes along with me to that, she'll just kind of quietly sit there and usually nurse and just kind of look around at everything. But in general, Araya was exactly the same when she was small. They just have this thing against me singing, which Araya actually now is quite into singing herself, and we're going to a really great children's music class, singing class and stuff. So I see that that's something that's definitely shifted in Araya, but for some reason, you know, Leah's the same as when Araya was small, that she just does not want me to sing. And other things, she has all these little rules, the decree of Leah. But for the most part, you know, she's just super happy and super sweet, and she just has these few little quirks, these things that she doesn't like, and she lets us know about it. Something else I've noticed since we moved to this house, that's been really interesting, was she totally regressed with her EC, nappy-free, diaper-free, whatever you want to call it. You know, she's never worn nappies, same as Araya. And before we left the last house, she was at the point where she had been dry at night for, I mean, I feel like it was like months and months, you know, maybe very randomly here and there an accident. And the same during the day, she was totally on it, you know, she knew, she would say if she wanted to go to the loo, whether she wanted to pee or poo, whatever, she would just be like to signal that she wanted to go to the loo. She was like really on it. And then we moved here, and it's just like everything just went. And it was just so strange to witness, you know. Like, I was sitting here with her one day after we moved here at my desk, and she just peed on me. Like, I was fully clothed, she was fully clothed. I was shocked, you know. She was just like sitting here with me on my lap, and I mean, she didn't do something like that since she was like a tiny baby, you know, like 6 months old or something. So yeah, and then peeing at night in the bed as well. And this is something, you know, I've heard about it often from people who do EC, nappy-free, diaper-free, that if a big shift happens in the child's life, moving house, traveling, things like that, that this is what happens. There's regressions usually. I had just never seen that so clearly for myself. And like, it kind of leads me to wonder, I mean, that's something that we can obviously see easily, right? Because it's like a physical thing. Like, what else goes on for them in their little minds with a shift like that, you know? It's pretty interesting. At this point, though, it's almost a month since we've moved here, and I feel like she's getting back on track. You know, she's kind of stopped peeing in the bed again, and she's kind of got it together more with remembering to tell us that she wants to go to the bathroom and stuff. So, you know, it's all just a process. It was just pretty trippy to witness it going on in my own child firsthand. She still absolutely loves Araya, of course, her older sister, and they play together so sweetly sometimes now. I feel like we're right kind of at the beginning of them really forming their relationship together, you know, like without me being involved, like it's just them doing their stuff together. As she's starting to talk more, I think, you know, it becomes more interesting for Araya, and oh, it's just so precious to me. I think I've mentioned that before, you know, there was like little kind of glimpses of them starting to be together at other times. I feel like now it's more frequent, and it's more kind of taking hold, and it's just so sweet, you know, like just watching them sitting there playing with something together, and Araya's like telling a story or something, and they're laughing together. It's just so precious. So I guess that's it for this 2-year update. Hopefully I've managed to put in some photos and videos and things here so you can actually see her, and if I haven't managed to put any videos in, maybe I'll try sometime soon to put out a video where it's like a bunch of video clips of the girls, because I feel like I'm always better with photos than videos. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.